Welcome to Rise and Grind, the show that helps you stress less about money. My name is Amy Mulvane. I'm an account executive with Arista Consulting Group. And with me is Toby Anderson, our financial planner. Good morning, Toby.
Morning, Amy.
Our goal at Arista is to lead people to financial security. And so what I want us to talk about today is financial planning. It's evident in these times that we're in right now, more than ever, that people really need to be focusing in on their personal finances. I read a statistic recently that said 80% of Americans make all their financial decisions at the workplace, and they only spend 7 minutes a year doing so. So that's a very short window to be making some pretty important decisions in their life. So today, I want us to talk about what you feel is the most important decisions that can be made within those quick 7 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I'm so happy to be here. It really is mind-boggling to think that, most people spend about 7 minutes planning what arguably is the most important decisions, financially that they can make. And we're going to keep this short and sweet today. We're really going to talk about 4 things. At Arista, we call them the core 4. These are 4 areas that you have to get right, because these are 4 areas that if you mess up on these, they can be, disastrous to your family and your financial situation. So these are simply the 4 things that we want to make sure that you get right, that you're aware of, and probably want to spend a little bit more than 7 minutes thinking about it, just as a little bit of advice for you. So I'm going to
maybe the goal is we can help people try to achieve 15 minutes.
15 would be great. You're twice better off. So here's a little graphic, and we're just going to, these are the like we said, these are the core 4. And we're going to start with the one in the upper left. That's your healthcare, right? You know that you spend some time, most companies and school systems and everyone have a couple of different options. Really take the time to figure out what is best for you and your family. Do some analysis on how much do you typically spend, how healthy is everybody, how injury prone are your kids if you have kids, things like that. So, we know our healthcare system is far from perfect. We know it's very complicated. It's very confusing. So take the time to plan, because if you don't have the right health insurance, or if you don't even have coverage, obviously, you get into an extended, health situation that could be devastating to a family. Going across there, we want to talk about life insurance. Now, this isn't specific to you. This is about protecting the ones you love, right? If something unexpected were to happen, you don't want to leave, a disastrous situation to your spouse or your kids or your parents or whomever it is. Even if you're single, plan for a little bit of life insurance, because there's still costs associated, with someone when they pass away. Typically, your workplace is the smartest place to get this stuff. That's why they offer it, because of the group situation and the discounts. That's not always the case, but for most people, you can get the coverage you need. And if you want an analysis done or have some questions on that, that's why you seek a professional. Ask them to run, here's my situation, here's what we have on our mortgage, here's what's planned for colleges for the kids, here's what my spouse is going to need for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Just make sure you've got that covered, because that can be a very inexpensive way to significantly make life easier for those you love. The third piece is going to be the income piece. Most Americans and most people don't have the cash and the funds to fund income if something were to happen at work. If you get disabled and you're unable to work, most people don't have several years worth of savings in the bank. If you do, great. This might not apply to you, but that does not apply to 99% of us out there. This comes in the form of short-term or long-term disability, offered again through most employers is the smartest way to do it. But so take some time, buy up what you think you're going to need. Take a look at, this is where the budgeting comes into play again. Understanding how much income do you have to have on a monthly basis to pay the bills if you are unable to work. And then the fourth one is the one that's, closest to my heart. That's retirement. That's where I spend the majority of my time helping people plan for retirement. Most of us don't want to work forever. Most of us won't be able to work forever, right? So there's going to come a point in time where you're ready to retire, and, that takes planning. And that's kind of why we're here to help with, to answer questions about, and make sure that, when you get to that age that you've got whatever in the back of your head that you're going to go do whatever retirement looks like, that you've got the funds planned out and the strategy in place to be able to accomplish that. So, These are just the 4 basic things that, you want to think about as a starting point. There's lots of other, ancillary pieces, but those are kind of bonuses, right? I mean, you can't really live without health insurance, but you could probably get by without dental insurance, but these are the 4 big things that you really want to take the time, more than 7 minutes, if you please, and make sure that your family's in the safest position possible if something were to happen along these core 4 things.
Yeah, that's such great advice, Toby. It's reported that 25% of employees are distracted at work because of their personal finances, because they're worried about their finances. And this is why it's so important for employers, especially today, to get this right for their employees.
Correct.
We've heard the term being paycheck poor, because a lot of employees just take out everything that's offered to them. And we really want employees making smart decisions around what's best for their financial decisions. And that starts by talking to a professional, looking at these core 4s, and spending more than 7 minutes, like you've pointed out today. So if you would like...
That's why you and I love working at Arista. I mean, we're so passionate about helping lead people to financial security. And we just want everyone to know that we're here to help, right? I mean, we're don't be stressed and panicked about stuff when you can at least consult with somebody, put a plan in place, and then work toward, executing on that plan.
Absolutely. And speaking of being here to help, please, if you've watched this video and you would like our help here at Arista, a free consultation, please speak to your employer about how to get in touch with us, or it should be distributed out with this video. So that's what we have today as part of our Rise and Grind video. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks.